let's be clear about it, very clear. This family does not want race as a part of this process and does not believe it should be a part of this process.
All right, that was the attorney for the parents of Trayvon Martin speaking to reporters yesterday. In spite of their wishes, from the moment this case made national headlines, race has in fact been injected into the tragedy. Let's take a look.
Trayvon Martin represents the vulnerability of all of us that have to live being suspects rather than citizens, that you can actually lose your life because of a preconceived notion.
Trayvon was hunted down like a rabid dog. He was shot in the street. He was racially profiled.
Just because someone wears a hoodie does not make them a hoodlum.
I really, personally believe this is a hate crime.
By next week, we're looking forward to getting $1 million for the capture of George Zimmerman.
Jeb Bush helped pave the way for this senseless tragedy.
This investigation is laced with racial profiling, lies, and murder.
He was executed for WWB in a GC, walking while black in a gated community.
And of course, the president got involved. If I had a son, he would look like Trayvon, he said. Joining me now with reaction, Fox News contributors Deneen Borelli, Democratic strategist Basil Smikle is with us. I feel sorry for their parents. I think this was a tragic misunderstanding. Trayvon wanted out of the rain. George Zimmerman, a neighborhood with a lot of crime, wanted to keep his neighborhood safe.
No, it is a horrible tragedy. My heart goes out to the parents. I do applaud them for not making this about race, because that's the last thing our country needs, especially depending on how this turns out, is to incite racial tension in our country. This could be another Rodney King moment.
There was talk today.
You should see Twitter. It's on fire. Some of the comments that are being made are just really deplorable. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, yes, they did not and are not going to inject race into this, but you cannot escape the race issues that are involved.
But they're two minorities.
But Trayvon wearing a hood, being a young black man, is presumed to not be in the right place at the right time, and he will never get the benefit of the doubt. Most young African Americans will never get the benefit of the doubt.
I have a question.
You have individuals who are coming out before any of the facts were even made and making it about race and saying that it was, you know, this crime because he was black, when in fact we have two minorities.
Because if you look at the statistics across the country, in urban areas and suburban areas, when you take young African Americans and older ones for that matter, and they're in a place where it's presumed that they should not be, they're not supposed to be.
But you know what? This has been made political. It's been made political. President Obama, Frederica Wilson, we have politicians who have weighed in on this before the facts were even made. And that has incited the racial tension. That has not helped the situation at all. I mean, I fought them totally for doing that.
Listen, I think as a politician, as a political leader, you have every responsibility to go out and address what I think has been the predominant feeling of this country.
But before the evidence was even made,
can I ask you a question?
Let me jump in.
Let me ask you a question. Could it be the suspicion was not about race, but a crime-ridden neighborhood that needs a community watch group, and Trayvon, because it's raining, wasn't walking on the sidewalk but near the home? Would that lead to suspicion?
It should not lead to suspicion, and that's the point. It should not lead to suspicion just because he's a young African-American man walking through a neighborhood.
Could it be because he's walking next to the house?
But how does that? But none of that should matter. He is unarmed. He is unarmed in a neighborhood where he has every right to be there.
But here's the question. Why is this making national news where we have murders taking place all the time in places like Chicago?
Because he's a young
Too many cases not being solved.
Unarmed black
Same thing
man
in Chicago and other big cities, urban environments.
And I do think we should be paying a lot of attention to what's happening in Chicago, what's happening here in New York.
But this has been whipped up to the fact that whatever the outcome is, you know, our country is at risk for racial tension.
Guys, we got to run, and I agree with both of you. It is I think this was a tragic misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's horrible.
In many ways, but I also think it was classic self-defense because based on the testimony today. All right, guys. Good to see you.